All right, guys. So welcome and welcome. This is our very first meeting post the Bridge Summit, and quite a few things to discuss today. And trust me when I say that I have so much for you guys in stock. I have so much more than you can imagine for you guys in stock. 2026 is already going to be a great year. That I know, right? I'm pretty much sure of that. 2026 is going to be a very great year, and I'm very much intentional about 2026, and I'm also sure that you are intentional about 2026. There's so much money. There's so much money if it is for money to be made. There's so more opportunities that's going to be coming our way. I know that the whole tax thing has been scaring so many persons, but I'm telling you, there is why there are the good and legit reasons to be scared. So the only major concern about tax, the only major concern about the tax issue that I have is this. All right, I don't have issues paying tax. The issue is with the tax we put to use to, all right, develop the country and put it in necessary places going to be. If not, every single thing about the tax has benefits. All right, so and that is how I see it. So I want to welcome you guys. You don't have any reason to be scared for 2026. If there's anything that you're going to do for yourself, you just be in a place where you're going to be properly informed, and that is exactly what we are going to be doing in the Bridge group. All right, in that Bridge group and in the community, I'm going to be very much committed to bringing quality information right on time, way before time, so that you can maximize all the opportunities that will come your way in 2026. All right, so, and like I said, this call is not going to be much. I sent a memo to the Bridge group, and I was making you guys understand the fact that, all right, we're going to be having series of classes, or let me not call them classes, we're going to be having series of sessions, and in those sessions, it's going to help you to be equipped financially. All right, how to build wealth. We're going to talk about the basics of finances, the basic things you need to know about personal finances, corporate finances. It takes intentionality to build wealth. It takes intentionality to do anything big. It takes intentionality to do anything massive. And by the special grace of God, I've been a student of finances. And I am still a student of that. All right, I've been a student of wealth creation and wealth building, and by God's grace, also I found myself in certain environments and in certain organizations, in certain meetings, in certain summits. I've had the privilege of access to people that I never imagined I would be able to discuss with or discuss to at this stage of my life. All right, when I mean I've been to places I have, and I've had things, I've been exposed, and I'm still a student of that. And some of all these things are the things that I'm going to be sharing with each and every one of you in these meetings, or in the rest of our classes, or in the rest of our sessions that are going to be coming. These are part of the things I'm going to be sharing as much as possible. If there is anything that gives me joy, is seeing that my fulfillment comes in seeing the fact that many persons are, their lives are being transformed, and then their lives are being impacted. I don't need too much. If I get 10 persons for the whole of 2026, that I can say that, okay, by special grace of God, out of the influence from here, was able to make their first 1 million, make their first 2 million naira. I'll be so happy. So by the time I'll be doing my end of the year Thanksgiving by 2026, it's going to be nice. All right, that is from those that don't have. Then if it is those that have, and you're saying, okay, as a result of coming in contact with this guy, you're able to make so much more. That is my desire. And we have a lot of things structured in place for you. I'm not going to fail. That is one sure fact. And I know who has sent me. And trust me, if you will just be committed to the things that I'm going to be showing you, I'm going to be teaching you, we're going to build this world together. The goal is not just to build and then give you information. I will not do and give informations. I will do them, tell you when I do them, and carry as many as you can along. The thing is just get ready. And wealth creation is work. To build wealth is work. And I really bless God for the exposures and the opportunities He has brought to me this season. See, between the month of October and December has been one of the very best seasons for me this period. And a lot has happened. And in due time, I'm definitely going to share. All right. So without wasting much of your time, let me go into the very core of what we have tonight. An opportunity presented itself sometime this week, and I shared it with you guys. And I just want to put a foundation to that before you start buying. I know many persons want to, trying to ask, okay, where do you buy stocks from? Where do you invest in stocks? Where do you do all those things? There are so much more opportunities beyond just stocks trading that can help you create wealth. Even if it is a pool of funds from friends, and then in the real estate market or in any market that you can think of. But one of the things I want to do first is to set the ground. I want to make sure that the grounds for our running in 2026 is going to be properly set. All right, that foundation is or that is much important. So this meeting is not necessarily about rushing into buying any stocks per se. It is about laying the foundation for the opportunities ahead, all right, for the opportunities ahead and how you can utilize those opportunities, how you can make the most out of it sincerely. That is what this meeting is all about. So if I can successfully lay that foundation, then we'll get ready to drive. Those of you that are willing to embark in this journey with intentionality, all right. CS, the man who wants to build a tower. You can live your life anyhow. You can become careless with life and you build a hut. You can become careless with life and build any kind of thing you want to build. But once it is a towering kind of life, a life that is going to stand out, a life that is going to make a difference, a life that is going to become so big, a life that is going to become a blessing to many, it comes with so much cost. And we're going to be exploring so many opportunities, but as I will be committed to you, it's going to require that you also get committed to me for us to do that. All right. So every single thing you're going to be saying, a disclaimer first. I like jonesing about this thing, but first of all, let me disclaim. I did not read I didn't read banking and finance in school. I read zoology of all the courses, right? So it's a beautiful course. I didn't read banking and finance in school. I read zoology, and I didn't read any course related to business administration or finance related stuff. So, but then I'm a really good student of finance. That's one thing I can say. I've taken certifications and courses on that. So every single thing that I'm going to be bringing your way, please, it is not financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes. So if you find it funny, laugh. All right, enjoy it. It's for educational purposes so that you can be well informed and make decisions. Don't come out tomorrow. You see some persons. The reason I'm making this disclaimer, thank God that this meeting is even recorded safe. So the reason I'm making this disclaimer is just for the fact that you will not say that tomorrow one guy told you sell all your house and put money somewhere and then it's in failed. You can take that to court and then win that case over me. So that's why I'm putting this disclaimer out first. This is not financial advice. It's strictly for every information you'll be getting in this particular session or in the subsequent sessions, even in the group, is strictly for educational purposes only. All right, entertainment purposes, educational purposes, just to inspire and keep you informed. It's not a strict financial advice. And like I said, I'm going to put the necessary things I need to put in place for that to for us to have a very good ride. All right. So having said that, let me go straight to talk about stocks and trading. Right, there's a different thing about trading the stocks or the financial market and investing in the financial market. And even in the financial market, they're majorly active participants and passive participants. Not every one of you can actually become an active participant, and not every one of you can actually become a trader in the financial market. Trading, I'm talking basically even the stocks markets now. Let me leave the crypto market and the rest of that. Let's talk about the stocks and how you can utilize the opportunities there to make so much more. All right. So forgive me if you see me looking here. I'm just looking at the second screen. All right. So I will take note of that. Is where the chat box is. So I'm taking note of any comments that happen to come in there. All right. So not many of you will be active traders, and all the opportunities I'll be bringing will majorly cut across everybody, whether you're an active trader, a passive trader, whether you are an investor or whether you're an investor, a trader, an active investor, or a passive investor, an active trader, which I am passive trader. Everybody, whether you're an entrepreneur, the opportunities I'm going to be bringing to you will cut across to everybody. And I'm telling you, once we do these things together, and every single information are deeply researched. It's not anointed guesswork. It is not just I feel. In short, anything that I feel I've not properly made good inquiry around, I'm not even going to share with you until I'm sure about that. So when it comes to the stocks market, investing in the stocks market is completely different from trading the stocks market. When you are talking about investing in the stock market, you're trying to talk about playing the long-term game. You're trying to talk about playing the long-term game. Many of you now, maybe you have some savings. I talked about Coursera and why Coursera might be a very good stock to want to invest in. I have my reasons why I say Coursera is a very good stock. And by the way, just so you know, Charles Oluchukwu does not invest in stocks. What I buy is companies. Whenever I want to look at a stock and invest in, I buy companies. I look at companies that have good potentials. I use the Porter 5 form of analysis and a various other kind of form of analysis actively when making those decisions. And the reason why Coursera caught my attention is, like I said, I've been able to get some certifications concerning some things in my life. And Coursera is one of those sites I love so much. Udemy does very well. When I mean Udemy is good, those of you that are active learners, you must have encountered Udemy. You must also have encountered Coursera. So Coursera is very good. Udemy is very good. But whatever that happened, which I might not be able to go into details now, that made Coursera to buy Udemy, it's something is cooking. And you remember or not remember now, you know that we're already in the AI space. So many things are already beginning to happen in the AI space, and AI education is already beginning to get expanded. So there is a plan. If you begin to understudy the Coursera financial reports, their plans, if you begin to follow their board and of directors, and then the things that they roll out every single day for individuals or for their clients, you begin to realize that something big is cooking with Coursera. And it's just like Elon Musk. If you're not investing in Coursera, you want to invest in Tesla or anything that Elon Musk is into, because you know that the target they've given to him to be able to become that, to be able to hit that $1 trillion payout or whatever it is now, you know that he has a very large target. And for him to be able to qualify for that, Tesla and every stocks activities related to Elon Musk, we have to do very well. So you want to join him to make wealth. These are channels to make wealth. All right. But like I said, all these things are just for educational purposes. I might not go in depth to begin to talk about how or what I consider. We're going to have series of classes explaining how to go about stock selection, what I look at when selecting a company to buy. Like I said, I don't just open my chart and I'll open my phone and say, oh, this market is looking interesting, let me just buy. No, I buy assets, I buy companies, not necessarily assets. And there are things that I look at when I want to buy. So, and I'm majorly an investor in the stocks market, not a trader. So in investor, I play the long-term game. As you can see, when I posted it on my status, for some of you that saw it, and those of you that saw it in the bridge group, I mentioned to you guys that I'm looking at a 30% return of investment is good for me. Now, 30% will differ for all of us. So somebody, 30% return of investment on a 100K investment could be $30,000, 30,000 naira rather. On 1 million naira is 300 million. On 10 million is 3 million. On 100 million, whatever it is that you're investing, that is huge. So even if it is 30% that Coursera does for me by the end of next year, I'm satisfied with it. I'm not looking at investing in any particular company and I'm hoping to make 100% in 3 days. It does not exist. So if you don't know how to play the long-term game, that means investing is not your own stuff. You can go into business, do other things. Yes, you can make so much more in the business space. But when it comes to investing, diversifying your portfolio, you need to be very careful about that. And I'm going to even address something regarding that as we begin to progress. All right. So investing and trading are two different things, and you must know who you are and which one works best for you. If it is trading that works best for you, you know that, okay, it is trading that I want to trade. If it is investing, I would even advise investing, play the long-term game. They are carefully selected stocks with some professionals and some very good guys that I'm in contact with. When we discuss, I get excited with our discussions. And like last year, we had some very, very good opportunities. Right. Last year, we had some stocks that did a whooping 100% return of investment. We had one that did 600% return of investment. We had some of all these things, but this is not to excite you. Also, why those good ones are there? We had some that underperformed. We had some that did less than that. You eat anything that you had that you are losing out. You be currently down 30% on your investment. So it's just the ability to carefully select them and diversify your portfolio. Now, those of you that have a job that you're working, or you have some savings somewhere, you don't just want to keep it in the bank, and you want to leverage on these opportunities to make more. That is all that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in the bridge. All right, that is all that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in the bridge. So stock trading is all about ownership. You just want to look at owning a company and trying to ride with them to make wealth. So we are seeing Elon Musk and what he's doing. We want to try to ride with Tesla to make wealth. We are seeing what Coursera and Udemy is doing. We are trying to ride with them to make wealth. Fun fact is that I have about 20 lists of them that I'm paying close attention to. But in my top chart is anything that has to do with Elon Musk and anything that has to do with Coursera. So there are about many of them, and I will share them in due time after a proper analysis and a proper research has been done. And like I said, it's not a financial advice. And I also need to explain the way to go about your risk management and portfolio diversification. All right. So I will talk about the apps and maybe the necessary channels you can use to go about that investing. I'll talk about it shortly before we close in a few minutes time. So, but let me just talk about the portfolio diversification and risk management. All right. When you talk about portfolio management and diversification is very much important. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. There are different sectors in the stocks market. You have the financial sectors that has to do with the banks. You have the oil and gas sector. You have the agricultural sector. You have the health sector. You have the consumables. All right. For example, every single thing that has to do with the consumables, the stock price is always like this. If you look at Coca-Cola, you see that Coca-Cola stock price has always been rising because it's a daily consumption. So anything that has to do with all those things, they are beautiful. So you want to be able to carefully select the sector that you're going to be venturing into. And I will advise you, don't invest in any sector you are not aware of. Even if somebody give you that call, you want to make your own research. You can make money if you're into tech here or you're into the AI sector. You want to explore companies that are doing great in those sectors and make money together with them. If you're in the health sector, you want to explore companies that are in the health sector and make good money with them. All right. If you're in the agricultural sector, okay. For example, we had now that Dangote by next year he's going to be listing the Dangote refinery, which is a very beautiful opportunity. But we want to see the potentials that is going to have for us next year. Know if, okay, fine, those of you into the oil and gas sector, you want to invest there. If you're an entrepreneur, how will you find yourself in a sector that you don't invest in? You want to make money, except maybe you're in a sector that you don't believe in. So if you're into oil and gas or you're into agriculture, you understand your agricultural game very well, and you know the agricultural trend in the world, all right, and how all that is happening there. You want to look for companies that are performing and outperforming others, putting your money there and make cool money with them. Those are easy money trades. Those are easy money investments. Play the long-term game, minimum 6 months investments, 1 month investments. Obviously, they have ETFs, mutual funds, treasury bills. I'll talk about those ones in a separate call, not this particular call. All right, this is just an introductory call. When we talk about ETFs, mutual funds, treasury bills, and the rest of all that. So we'll talk about how you can also leverage on that to diversify your portfolio. But when you want to invest, you want to understand your sector. That's what diversification is, investing in different sectors, not just one sector. So I'm not just throwing all my money and saying I'm investing in the financial sector. I'm trying to invest both in the financial. I have 5 major sectors I'm concerned about, or I'm very much interested in. So I'm interested in the financial sector. I'm very much interested in technological and AI sector. I'm very much interested in the health sector, because whether you like it, those sectors usually boom very, very well, truth be told. I'm very much interested in anything that has to do with consumables. Those sectors they are very, very attractive sectors to me. So once you can diversify your portfolio across those sectors, you know that your portfolio has the potential of return of investment. There's also what we call rebalancing in the stocks market. All right, I'll talk about that maybe in another call about what rebalancing is and how you can rebalance your portfolio so that every single thing is just growing per time. So when it comes to risk management, you don't want to risk money that you cannot lose. All right. What I mean, well, in stocks markets, unlike the forex and crypto market that are very high risk market, the stocks market is also a high risk market. But at least you are sure of one thing, that your money is not as if it's going to entirely blow off. What is just going to happen is that the value of your money will reduce per time. So you bought the stocks at 100 naira per se. Let me say one share is 100 naira. You bought the stock at that, and it dropped from 100 naira to 70 naira. Your money is there, but yes, the value of your money, you've taken some losses, about 30% loss. But if you hold it over time and you believe in that industry and it still goes up, you see your money goes up with that. So if you're playing the long-term game, you realize that you're actually on the safer path. You actually be on the safer path, unlike the forex or the crypto market where once you blow, you don't blow, you're going back to the village and then back to square one. So you can diversify properly. So in this particular case, yes, okay, I shared with you guys, I bought some in Coursera, and I'm going to buy more. I'm going to be stacking positions. The reason is because I use Coursera so much. I know the value that Coursera has inputted in my life or has added to my life. I use Udemy very well, and I know the value that Udemy has added to my life. And I love what they do there. I'm a fan of Coursera. In short, anybody that tell me about personal development, I would already advise go to Coursera. I even love Coursera more than Udemy. Our choices may differ. I know some persons prefer Udemy to Coursera, but me, I prefer Coursera. So because this is an active space that I use all the time, that is why I have the confidence to invest. And every single income that comes, a particular portion is going into Coursera and many other investments. All right. Now, if you're not convinced, don't put your money. Now, don't now say that because I am putting my money, you want to go and put your money. This is, look, I am entertaining you like this. I'm cracking joke for you. Just laugh. It's not a financial advice. All right. Don't go and put your money, because you might put money now, you might buy it, and you begin to see the stocks come down. You now panic sell. You now panic sell, and then you come out in a loss and you say, I beg all these stock things. If you're not going to play the long-term game, don't bother yourself investing in the market. So we want to play the long-term game here. So if you're not going to play the long-term game, don't bother yourself investing. Don't even bother yourself diversify your portfolio. Carry your money, go and buy food, eat, and relax. Eat it, let you know that you've eaten it. But if you know you really want to make wealth, that means you have to begin to have a change of heart towards finances. You need to begin to have a change of heart towards your funds and how you manage it. Don't take all your money. Money you cannot live without. Money that you know that you need to handle basic needs. Don't put them in the stocks market or any financial market. Play the long-term game. Take part-time of those money that you know that you can set aside for 6 months without being worried. That is the money you want to put there. Now, the question, the major question, and that I from the DMs I received is, where will I put the money? All right, where? And I would advise, I know some persons ask me which app, is it Trove, is it Bamboo, is it blah, 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 all those kind of things. This is my humble advice, or this is my very sincere advice. If you have zero knowledge on the financial market, zero, all right, or the financial market, and you know that you might not have all the time to put in efforts to begin to learn the basics of, stocks trading, investing, trading, passive investing, active investing, and how to diversify your portfolio, wealth building, and the rest. If you know you don't have the time for that, I would advise that you don't even bother yourself downloading that app. Look for an investment bank. You have many of them out there, all right, that can maybe that accept. At least there's one I know that accept as minimum as low as 100,000 naira in investment, and let the investment bank manage your funds. All right, let the investment bank manage your funds for you. All right, so you put your funds there. They have a very good team and they are doing very well. Let them manage your funds. Some of you do that in maybe in your piggy vet. You just lock up your money there. If you know you are not willing to understand how the market works, that is the stocks market, how all these things work, just forget about it. Don't download any app. But if you know you want to become an active investor, you are willing to put in that, and maybe you don't have up to 100,000 naira, maybe you have little, but you're really willing to start that particular journey. You can maybe consider Bamboo. Bamboo is a very user-friendly app. I love it for both international and local stocks. It's a very, very user-friendly app. I love Trove. Trove is not bad, but I prefer Bamboo to Trove. My own personal opinion, all right? I'm not speaking low on any app or anything like that. Neither am I even promoting. I don't even have, in short, I'm not even sending anybody any referral link. Just go and download and I don't need, yes, it's another source of income, but I'm not promoting any app here. I'm just telling you that this is the app I use. I use Bamboo. They are very good. Their commissions are not too high when you want to place a trade and the rest of all that. So you can use Bamboo and play the long-term game. The depositing method is very easy. All right, it's straightforward, it's user-friendly. There is nothing complicated about Bamboo. So you can use Bamboo as your passive investment. I mean it. You can use Bamboo. I've had investments in the past that you just put it, forget about it. You know that joy where you just put your 100,000 naira, you go and come back and you're seeing 50,000 naira after some time. It's sweet. If you remember BUA Cement in 2000 and this is 2025, so 2004, January 2004, BUA Cement did 100% return of investment in 1 month. It was one of the best investments that I've ever had in the Storex market. In short, it was the fastest and the best so far, where BUA Cement gave that. So it was quick. You put in 100,000, quick 100,000, easy in 1 month, and that was nice for me. So if you have spare cash and you really want to learn, you really want to understand, like I said, in the subsequent days, I have a full course, course, I mean, is not like an already recorded course. I have a full outline, a full schedule. All my slides are ready to teach you guys every single thing from beginner to let me not say pro, because what it takes to get to pro is huge. But from beginner to a very good stage, I have every single thing, the resources to teach you, and we're going to embark on that journey soon. Those of you who are willing to learn how to go about this and how to even select your stocks, what to understand using the Portafills analysis, what you need to pay attention to when you are investing in a company, understanding how dividends work and how you can use that also, how dividends work, and also understanding how to read the company financial statements, because that is one of that is short. If you want to know the right companies to buy, you should get familiar with doing the boring work. And one of the most boring work out there is reading financial statements. You see, financial statement is a very, very boring piece of document to read. But once you can read and interpret a company's financial statement, there are so many things hidden in the financial statement. There are so many things hidden in the company's journal where they give reports on the company progress. There are so many things hidden in their structure, their leadership structure. So once we can identify and interpret those things in your specific sector of interest, you can make so much on the market. I'm telling you the truth. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And I'll be putting you through all that without holding anything back for free of charge. All right. That will be my gifts to the community. It's my gifts to every single body. And let's make wealth together. It's my desire that if you're entering 2026 with a struggling state in finances, you should not end the year that same way. I just pray that you be very much intentional in all that as we go about that. Okay, so if you don't know about investment and you're not willing to learn about that, please don't download Bamboo. Just you chat me up. I would recommend a very good investment bank with some distance. You just put your minimum money and just allow the bank to do the work for you there. All right, I have somebody working there and then they are doing well. I've registered and then I know how good they are. So you can put in there and forget about it. But if you want to be an active, that's if you want to become a passive investor. But if you want to become an active investor, then Bamboo is going to do you all the good things you need. All right, so get ready for 2026. A lot of financial literacy will be coming to you. I'm going to be sharing so many things that is going to help you become financial literate, how to maximize the opportunities, how to even get and secure better opportunities than you can imagine. All right, so opportunity will always come. That is the truth. So many opportunities are going to come, but the question is, will you be ready when they are present? Will you be ready when they are present? If you are going to begin your journey in finances, you need to actually understand personal finance, corporate finance. You need to understand income expenses. You need to understand the types of expenses, right? Variable expenses, fixed expenses. You need to understand how those things work. You need to understand the very basic level of cash flow, how cash flow works, so that you can also save, budget for your investment. Because you want to put a knife on your throat. You don't even have much. You want to put a knife on your throat to save as much as you can, so you can diversify properly with proper guidance. That's what you want to do. All right. So all these things I'm going to begin to teach you, from personal finance to corporate finance to wealth creation and the rest of the things that you need to know. All right. And if any opportunity I see, I would not hesitate to share with you guys. I won't hesitate. If it is a paid course, and if it's a paid course, I don't mind paying, studying, and becoming good in it, and also sharing the resources with you guys. All right. So the goal is just to grow with as many as I can. At this particular season, we are doing it as a passive state. This is what I mean by a passive state. We're doing it as a passive state so that it's open to all. Between now and, let's say, March, after some of the classes we had, I'm obviously observing the very few committed. This is just something that you should know, right? Okay. The very few committed, those that are actually very, very much interested and intentional about creating wealth, there will be a separate group for all of us, and I'll add up there. It's free of charge, still free of charge. I'll just separate the few. I'll just separate the chosen ones from the multitude. All right, those ones that are actually very interested and very, very intentional about their wealth building. I will just separate them after the classes, and then we'll form a smaller cycle where there will be active commitments from me to you, and also from you to me. Right, so you can freely ask your questions, you can freely bring forth your challenges. I will share my opinion, we'll share our opinion, we'll rub our minds as a community and make sure that we are building. And this is my burden. This is one of the things I love, and this is the pattern I'm taking. And the pattern I'm taking is the Jewish pattern for wealth creation. Wealth should not just rally around one man. As much as possible, reach out to friends, reach out to many persons, and let's all build. If all of us are very rich, the environment is good. At least it's also to the good of the advancement of the kingdom of God. So I studied, and I'm still a student of the Jewish wealth system. And so far that I've been reading and I've been studying, I love it so much. And it is my goal to have a community, a closed community. It's not going to be paid, but there will definitely be a contract document to sign, vowing that, yes, you are going to put in the work, you're going to be active in it, and your failure to be active, and your inability to be active, and your inability to participate as required will result you being removed from that community. So it's going to be free. All you just need is a ready heart and an intentional heart to achieve that. Once you are ready, let's build like the Jews build. All right, let it be a communal wealth. Let it be more like a commonwealth of Zion. All right, so it's a commonwealth for each and every one of us. So I really look out to that. 2026 is a blessed year. I know it. All right, I know it like I know myself. Like I know my name. So and I really look forward to partnering with you guys, to seeing that you make the most out of it. All right. So having said that, this is going to bring us to the end of this very first session. I'm going to update you guys in the community on when next and how frequent we're going to be meeting for our financial literacy classes on personal finance, corporate finance, income expenses, budgeting, cash flow principles, investing principles, and the rest of all that. All right, I will explain and I will I'll reach out to you guys on that. So having said that, I don't know if there's any question. If there's any question, you can drop it in the chat box. All right, you can drop it in the chat box and I'll address it. Meanwhile, as the questions are coming in, let me just give out the shout out to you guys. All right, I can see Blozamume Soma, shout out to you for joining. I can see Cameroon, shout out to you. I can see Chiemere, shout out to you. I can see Choma Goodness. I can see Frank Vic, shout out to you. I can see Hilary, shout out to you. I can see Ike Ubudu, shout out to you. I can see, are you serious? I can see my own puppy, and so somebody I respect so much. I don't joke with him at all. So Ike Namisha, he spoke in the Bridge Summit, if you remember. The session was one of the most powerful. The session was a very, very powerful session we had in the Bridge Summit. You can always make reference to the YouTube. Thank you, sir, for honoring this meeting. I can see my brother Kingsley Uja. Welcome. I can see NK. Search out to you, Sir Kings. Shout out to you, NK. Shout out to you, Obi Solomon, my boss. Shout out to you, Sir Aklemo. Shout out to you, Uncle Nika. Shout out to you, Ruth GD. Shout out to you, Sanda. Shout out to you, Stephen, and shout out to you, Noble. All right, so shout out to even me, myself, and every one of you. All right, so let's have this common moment of Zion together, and let's journey together on this. I will see you guys again when next we meet. All right, all informations are going to be shared to the WhatsApp platform. So if you're not in the WhatsApp platform, maybe you joined from another link, maybe from somebody's status, do well to let me know, and I'll add you up there and get ready. All right, so having said that, cheers and God bless. I don't think there's any questions to address or any question to attend to. All right, so and that will be cheers and God bless everybody. Good night. See you again on the next one. Shout out to you. What website do I use for stock analysis? Yes, we're going to address that, Stephanie. All right, we're going to address the website, the process I go, or everything I do about stocks analysis. I'm going to address them in the subsequent classes that are going to be coming up. All right, I will address every single thing. I will teach you every single thing I know about that. I won't hold back. All right, I promise you that, but not in this particular class. Just stay close. You're on the WhatsApp platform. You will hear more information than that. And stay close. Let's build this world together by 2026. If you know any loved ones, if you know any family members, please don't hesitate to let them know. All right, let's build this world together. My siblings are actively involved. My parents are actively involved. My wife, oh, she sends her greetings. She's somewhere there listening to us. So she has been waving, telling me to greet everybody. So my wife sends her regards. And that will just be it. All right. So I will let you know. And let's grow this world together. All right. Good night, everybody. And see you on the next one. Bye. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.